Tonight's telecast between number 15 West Virginia and Syracuse is available on ESPN HD, presented by Dish Network. Two teams with a lot at stake take to the court of fabulous Carrier Dome. Syracuse fans were re-energized by their team's win over Louisville 2 nights ago, but the Orange still with work to do to secure a bid in the NCAA tournament. They could earn a resume enhancer with the victory over number 15 West Virginia tonight. It's Judgment Week presented by Cisco Systems on a big Monday presented by Bud Light. 1 week ago, West Virginia was in first place in the Big East standings, but they've lost back-to-back games to Seton Hall and Connecticut. Now trying to keep in touch with Villanova, but more realistically perhaps thinking about which earned automatic first-round byes in the Big East Conference Tournament, and Syracuse right on the bubble for an NCAA bid at 18-8. Hello, everybody. I'm Sean McDonough along with Jay Billis and Bill Raftery. Delighted to have you with us. And Jay, tell us about Syracuse right now, how you size up their situation.
Well, I think for Syracuse, Sean, it all is about their defense. If they play well defensively and Jerry McNamara is able to carry them, they can be a really good team. They played very well against Louisville on Saturday. Jerry McNamara had 30. He's averaging 22 over his last 3 games. He's playing much better, and I think Syracuse is playing better as a result of it.
And Bill, as we mentioned, West Virginia sliding back a little bit lately, not only the back-to-back losses, but 3 out of the last 4 in the L column.
Sean, here I think is, can they make the 3-point plays and get Syracuse out of the 2-3 zone, because they run great stuff in their man-to-man.
Let's take a look now at our TD Waterhouse Star Watch, and it's a reunion tonight of good friends. Mike Gansey and Jerry McNamara competed together for Team USA this summer in the World University Games in Turkey.
Mike Gansey, one of the underrated players in the country. I think he's a candidate for Big East Player of the Year and first-team All-America. Outstanding defensively. He can shoot it and get to the rim.
Well, from one turkey to another, McNamara, the ability to shoot from deep. He had a good ball game the other night. It's key that he perform at the
And moments ago, Jerry McNamara and Mike Gansey had a chance to say hello. They actually talked on the phone last night. Jerry McNamara says he thinks Gansey's the most underrated player in the country. Gansey in the West Virginia starting lineup with J.D. Collins, Joe Airbear, Frank Young, and Kevin Pittsnoggle. 4 seniors and the junior Young. For Syracuse, the familiar starting 5 now of McNamara with the freshmen Eric Devendorf, Demetrius Nichols, Terrence Roberts, and Darrell Watkins. Jerry McNamara had the big night in what was not a must-win situation against Louisville Saturday, but pretty close. Given Syracuse's tenuous situation on the bubble, certainly West Virginia will be in the NCAA tournament field. A lot of people say, Jay, Syracuse does not have that marquee win. They don't have the quality win. This could help them in a couple of ways tonight.
Yeah, that may be true. I think, Sean, their strength of schedule is what grabs you. I mean, they just need to, I think, get a win against one, and this could be the one.
And Sean McDonough and Jay Billis, the Mountaineers go.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by McNamara. Syracuse has won the last 7 head-to-head with West Virginia. And as Jim Boeheim said before the game, we had Hakeem Warwick in those matchups.
It certainly helped. The length, it's good hands here. The middle's been open, Jay, against Syracuse this year more often than not.
Well, they're sliding Mike Gansey into that middle, a playmaker, and then rotate him back out where he's going to be open for shots. You got to close out under control against Gansey.
They got terrific perimeter shooters, including this guy. Wow. Kevin.
3 from Pittsnoggle hit the side of the backboard.
Well, that's what you have to hope if you're Syracuse, that West Virginia, you can get pressure on them. They're not hitting their threes, because when this team shoots well from the 3-point line, it's good night.
And they're all from just inside the 3-point line. He has been on fire from the field of late.
And Sean, they automatic switch, so there's going to be situations where you can slip those screens or put it on the deck between defenders.
And over the last 3 games, Devendorf has shot 71% from the floor.
One of the reasons he's taking much better shots. When his shot selection is good, he knocks them down.
Young has it spin out, and the rebound to Darrell Watkins, who averages 7 rebounds per game, second for Syracuse behind Terrence Roberts, his 8 per game.
Because he and Robert Sean, if they play well, is an entirely different Syracuse club.
And with Roberts, you got to keep him from getting to the rim.
Demetrius Nichols drew no iron. And the rebound taken off the floor by Joe Airbear, the senior from Germany.
You might want to check that backboard for cracks.
Ooh, vicious early. A nice look over the top. And that's what Connecticut did. Nice kick out.
Gansey and air balls. You wonder if the wind currents in here are affecting the shooting. We have seen some shots way off.
Probably over anxious more than the air currents.
Well, plus they're getting doors. Get everybody in here and shut the door.
And they're getting guys flying at shooters, which is a factor as well.
This is where he's tough.
Devendorf. Ball goes out of bounds. Charge called against Devendorf. They say it just went out of bounds. Last touch by West Virginia. Beeline returning home. He's from upstate New York. Coached for many years in this part of the country, in Buffalo, Rochester, and here in Syracuse, where he was 9 years the head coach at Lemoyne College, just a couple of miles from the Syracuse University campus. Division II school. Devendorf with 3 on the clock. And the rebound batted around to Young.
Sean, that 0-7 he was saying today he's helped them get in the Hall of Fame. Boeheim, that is.
Yep. Long-time friends. 2-0 Syracuse, nearly 3 minutes into the ball game.
One thing this 2-3 zone can get you to do is stand, and that's not something that West Virginia does. They are a very good pass and cut team.
A nice job getting the 5 drive, draw, and kick, and they got great looks last 2 trips.
Gansey another miss. He leads the conference in field goal percentage, overall field goal percentage at 56%. Roberts scores in from McNamara. That's a remarkable number for Gansey because he takes a lot of threes, and he's 6'4". It's very unusual for a smaller player to lead the conference in field goal percentage.
I'm not sure there's a player in America that plays any harder than Mike Gansey does. He almost wears himself out because he plays so hard.
Or gets more out of his talent, too. I mean, he is an effort guy. But how about McNamara with the blow-by? And that's the difference when they are extraordinary. He's creative as well as knocking the deep shots down.
Well, you've got to make, when he puts the ball on the floor, Jerry McNamara, you've got to make him finish.
Airbear a miss. West Virginia, 4 minutes into the game, is scoreless. And Devendorf traveled. Well, this one will not be an instant classic so far, but we have a long way to go, and the Orange hope it ends with a trip to the dance.
NCAA Women's Basketball Championship coming in March.
I thought we were here for a meeting.
We are.
So why are you on your laptop?
I'm emailing you. Check your inbox.
Now?
Now.
We can talk. It's a private club.
As private as our network.
I'll check my inbox.
Privacy. Powered by Cisco.
Ted Ferguson, Bud Light Daredevil. Tonight for Bud Light, I'll perform a stunt that even I'm not sure is safe. I'm gonna let my girlfriend pick up the movie.
2 for Tears Over Paris.
Oh.
It's supposed to be so good. Yeah.
I never thought he would leave me, and now I don't even know how to go on.
Hey! Bud Light!
Get that Bud Light in there right now.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Everyone was crying around me. I was like, what's up?
Assembling a great car is not unlike assembling a great team. You find the best players for every position, train them to play together. But of course, it never hurts to go out and get yourself one ringer. The legendary North Star V8 engine. Available in the all-new Buick Lucerne for under $30,000. Buick, beyond precision, not beyond your reach.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Refreshingly Smooth Bud Light, always worth it, and in part by the all-new 2006 Buick Lucerne, Buick, beyond precision.
Well, certainly this is an important game for both teams, each with their own agenda. But for Syracuse, the agenda is very much earn a few more wins. I know Jim Boeheim has said many times 20 wins overall and 8-8 in the conference. You would think they would be a lock to be in the field of 65.
I still think they're going to get in. I think all this hand-wringing over that large team is just that, needless hand-wringing. I mean, they still have to win games down the stretch, but if they finish 500 the rest of the way, they're going to the tournament. There's no question in my mind.
Well, Jimmy has that confidence, too, that they've played enough people. You know, they switch basketballs here. I think some of the players complained maybe overinflated, which we certainly have a problem with ego.
I don't think you should speak to Jay like that. J.D. Collins, well, the new ball didn't help. Dimitri, the rebound, but he got called for a foul. The first foul of the game.
Jay, this is, you spotted this going to the commercial.
Well, he's just telling him, don't give up the ball. Run the offense. And the offense is you keeping the ball.
Well, Dievendorf had walked on that give up. How often were you hollered at for?
No, I was hollered at for, I was hollered at for keeping it. Hey, give it up. Give it to somebody who can score.
Likewise.
The West Virginia team that relies on perimeter shoot, they can be susceptible to scoring droughts, and we're nearly 5 minutes into the ball game now, and they're not on the board.
And this is the danger, too. Syracuse not able to extend the lead, only 4-0, while West Virginia is struggling.
Well, they cannot afford to turn it over. That's the problem. They've been turning it over too much this early.
Watkins short with the little jump hook. West Virginia is 0 for 7, 0 for 5 from three-point range. That on the score sheet. More than 5 minutes in, Kevin Pittsnoggle with the lay-in.
And Young off the penetration. They go to their favorite defense, 1-3-1. It's mystified most people. Not UConn on Saturday, though.
It's vulnerable in the middle and on the baseline.
And that diagonal pass open as well.
McNamara bounced into a three. Didn't look like he ever was fully comfortable with the way his feet were set. Out of bounds. He was trying to say it hit Dievendorf, but could not convince John Cal and Ted Hillary.
What a great read by Airbear, though. He doesn't chase to the corner. He chases to the next logical recipient. Almost comes up with a beautiful steal.
Well, these guys do a great job, West Virginia, of anticipating. Very smart, and they disguise their defenses and their coverages very well.
McNamara for three.
And Collins just couldn't get out, even though the shooting hand favored him defensively. Good Harry Mack.
And he was right there to bother that shot, and McNamara never took his eyes off the rim, didn't change his shot one bit.
First three of the game for either team. They're combined 1 for 9. Nichols created the turnover off his leg to McNamara.
Boy, the screens in transition, hard to guard.
And a foul before the shot, whistled by Ted Hillary.
Jerry McNamara is so good with his shot preparation. Look how he runs floor and able to set his feet, hop into that shot, and square up. And when he squares his shoulders, Bill, he hardly ever seems to miss.
And you know, when he plays within himself, too, once in a while he tries to do too much because he's not getting people to compliment him.
He had 30 Saturday night against Louisville, 10 out of 16 from the field, 4 out of 9 for 3, his second 30-plus point game of the year.
And Sean, 7 free throws, too. That'll help you.
Made 6 out of the 7, and it was a dreadful night from the line for Syracuse. They had 13 points, but they were 19 for 46 from the free throw line in a game with 59 total fouls called. We've had 2 fouls here tonight. Held ball, and the ball will go back to John Beilein's team.
I mean, we were both at the game. If Syracuse had hit its foul shots, they would have won by 25 or more.
Oh, boy, that's a great pass by Beilein, and another open look by Gansey. They've been just coming up a little long.
Patrick Beilein is in the game, and the foul is on Terrence.
Sean, I thought it was interesting today talking to John Beilein about point guards and guards, saying his uncle Tommy Nyland saying you don't have a point guard, you've got guard. Give up the season, he told them. You know, just play. And that's the way they play. They don't have a guy that solely runs the show. They all contribute.
They've got so many handlers, so many passers. You feel comfortable with the ball in almost anyone's hands.
You can shoot it.
Beilein He has been in a scoring slump. Patrick has scored just 5 points total for his dad in the last 3 games. Now 1 for his last 12 for 3. Meanwhile, at the other end, McNamara again. It's 9-2 Syracuse.
One thing about West Virginia, they are not great defensively. They're good, but they're not great. If they can't get into that 1-3-1 after a made basket, they suffer a little bit.
And nobody showed or helped to the back on that drive by McNamara.
Boy, offensively, how much fun is this team to watch when they're playing somebody who plays a man?
Look at this kick out.
That 3 to go in. He's number 2 all time at West Virginia in 3-point field goals made. That's career make number 223. He is 5 behind Kevin Pittsnoggle. Earlier in the year, Beeline had established the career record, but Pittsnoggle went past him. McNamara for 3. Matt Gorman into the game, went after the rebound and knocked it out off J.D. Collins.
Oh, McNamara really had a great look. He thought it was going down, but a nice look by Devendorf. Didn't waste any time.
You know, where would you put Patrick Beeline among 6 men in the country? I'd put him right near the top. I mean, he doesn't get credit for it. Not
to mine out of in this league.
I think he'd be number 1 in the country.
Leads the country in scoring off the bench, I believe.
Off the bench. For guys who have not started a game, Rashad Anderson leads the nation in scoring.
Darius Nichols is checked in, the backup guard, number 14. Gorman looking everywhere and finally at the basket. He's played more minutes and played very well the last couple of ball games for Syracuse.
And Sean, he's got a nice touch, as you well know. That was a good look for him. He can go deeper too.
At first it was Roberts, then Gorman. When you get the ball in the middle of that zone, you got to turn threat. So that lob pass to Pittsnoggle is open along the baseline.
Here's Darius Nichols, sophomore from Radford, Virginia, the quickest of the Mountaineers. Beeline thought about a deep 3. Air Bear will take it and make it. And just as though they can struggle for a while, they can also heat it up very quickly. And they're back within 1 despite a miserable first 8 minutes.
They do a nice job passing the ball. When 2 play 1, they can knock them down.
Gansey almost had the steal of the Devendorf pass. Offensive rebound, Gorman. The weakness of this West Virginia team, the rebounding. Pittsnoggle outletted to Gansey. A little bit spun around and couldn't make the lay-in.
Nice job by McNamara hustling back.
Devendorf a pull-up. Pittsnoggle the rebound. Beeline with Louis McCroskey sticking up behind him. He's just come into the ball game for Syracuse, number 42.
Now West Virginia will bite you with a fast break or an early looking 3.
Well, they're running a set against this zone right now. It is.
Air Bear a miss, and McCroskey, a good rebounding guard, came down with the board. He averages nearly 4 rebounds per game and doesn't play that many minutes.
Now, Gansey on Gorman, he looked to post him up. Now the automatic switch.
Playing 4 guards, they can switch everything and still feel comfortable.
Watkins traveled. Third turnover for Syracuse. Coming up, ESPNU is highlighting a great moment from every Division I basketball program. It's called Pride of the Program. We'll look back at an upsee of the legendary Princeton coach Pete Carrill.
What happens when you build a car around the concept of precision? You go beyond washer fluid to heated washer fluid. Beyond heated seats to heated and cooled seats. You even go beyond Lexus to an available Northstar V8. The ES330 doesn't offer a V8 at any price. Introducing the all-new Lucerne. Starting under $26,000. Buick, not beyond your reach.
Both teams shooting under 30% for the half, and Syracuse leads West Virginia 9-8. Time now for tonight's ESPNU Pride of the Program. In the spotlight, the Tigers of Princeton University.
Down low, get it with 3.9 seconds left. The Tigers take a 43-41 lead. 1.5 left, and UCLA has called the timeout. Dollar looking to get it inbound. Gets it into Toby Bailey. Sides up his shot. His shot is so good, and the Princeton Tigers have defeated the UCLA Bruins.
One of the most memorable first-round NCAA tournament games ever. Turned out to be the 14th and last win at Princeton for the legendary coach, Pete Carrill.
I loved him, and we played against him every year. And he used to come up to our campus and see our kids in summer school. All of them were there for a reason. They had to get in good standing. He said, you know what I love most about Seton Hall? They get a timeout here, is the thirst for knowledge of their players. Great sense of humor. And what a, you know, in a way, Beilein's style is reminiscent of Pete, too.
Very
much.
Of
the cutting.
A lot of aspects of it reminiscent of Princeton. It's Big Monday, part of Judgment Week, presented by Cisco Systems on ESPN and ESPN2 tonight at 9 Eastern Time. On Oklahoma take on Bob Knight's Texas Tech Red Raiders. Thought Coach Knight did a very nice job last night, by the way, on the new series. And at midnight on ESPN2, Adam Morrison, #1 in the scoring and one of them #1 in the nation in scoring, leads the Bulldogs as they take on Pepperdine. It's Big Monday, presented by Bud Light.
Thank you, Rex Reed. Now evaluating shows.
I thought the coach was excellent. The staff represented itself very well. The prospective walk-ons did a nice job too. It was an entertaining show. Roberts fouled after the steal at midcourt.
A lot of games, and coming out of a timeout with pressure, something that John Beilein talked about today. But when you see it the first time, it does shake you up, Jay.
Well, they're so athletic and can be so athletic, especially Terrence Roberts. And a good move by Jim Boeheim just to get his team a little more active, get the blood flowing so it doesn't turn into a grinded-out affair.
Louis McCroskey ran down the miss by Roberts, one of the many free throw shooters who struggle for Syracuse in the game for the Orange. And off the feed from McCroskey, a dunk by Darrell Watkins.
Now poised right now. You got to post it.
Young couldn't run down the pass. Off a look. Great save by McNamara. McCroskey. McNamara for 3. Deflected it toward Roberts. That would have brought the house down after he dove to the floor. He got back 3.
That was a great save. That's where he got hurt against Rutgers, too. Diving out of bounds, right?
Hurt his right thigh. Seems to be fully recovered after the effort 2 nights ago. Well, Jim Boeheim has talked through much of the season about the defense hasn't been very good. It was the key against Louisville. The Cardinals shot 30% for the game, and it's an inspired defensive performance tonight. And right on cue, they give up a 3 to Patrick Beilein.
How about the poise, though? Seasoned veteran. They weren't rattled.
He doesn't rush anything. McNamara's flying at him, and he doesn't rush it.
Nice pass, just barely saved by Josh Wright at midcourt. Syracuse by 2, 8.5 to go. And McNamara pushed by Patrick Beilein. Beilein's made a couple of threes. He was the star here for West Virginia last year when they lost in their trip to the Carrier Dome. He made 5 threes, led the Mountaineers with 17 points.
Boy, one thing you cannot do defensively is give up middle. When you give up the middle, you are given or a dunk. If you help up, you're going to get burned.
Yeah, and Watkins makes the dunk, which is easy for him. But just to read, there's slight improvement with him as each game takes place. Nice roll to the rim.
And Demetrius Nichols with a 3 from right in front of the West Virginia bench. And the press again. They come after Alex Ruoff, who's just come into the ball game, number 22, a freshman. Beilein feeling it.
These kids, you go over the top, they're going to get open looks, Jay.
Well, especially with that kid. Patrick Beilein, just a superior shooter. When he gets into catch and shoot mode, he's going to knock it down.
He's had a down year by his standards. Nichols answers from the same spot from which he hit a moment ago. Beeline shooting 32% for the year from 3 and 1 for his last 11 coming in, but maybe it's the return trip home. He, for the most part, lived the first 9 years of his life here in Syracuse. He was born about a month before his dad, Lemoyne College, and they moved from Nazareth here in New York State in the Rochester area to Syracuse.
And Boeheim was trying to get the press off after that last basket, motioning for everybody to get back. He couldn't get the message across.
Nichols deflects it out of bounds. Beeline's team will have 11 seconds to shoot after a timeout. Fans on their feet. They've been waiting to see this kind of defense for a while.
Recently, I went to my GM dealership for an oil change. Mr. Goodwrench noticed my tires were really worn. I had them replaced, and that same night, I got caught in a sudden storm. A car spun out in front of me, but I was able to maintain control. Thanks, Mr. Goodwrench.
No problem. It's what we do.
GM Goodwrench, because who knows what's down the road.
Introducing mobile ESPN. Sports fans, your phone has a...
It's Rocky Mount Harley-Davidson second annual President's Day tent sale, February 20th through the 25th. Last year's event was a huge success. We're giving you even more this year. Purchase a Harley Big Twin and you'll receive a Richard Petty Rookie Driving Experience Package, $500 in accessories, free prep and freight, and your first service free. Register all month for a Richard Petty Rookie Driving Experience Package to be given away Saturday. Anyone's deal on V-Rods and Sportsters. Race in February 20th through the 25th for the best deal around on Harley-Davidson. Rocky Mount Harley-Davidson, 928 North Winstead Avenue, Rocky Mount.
His presentation to the board was in an hour. And while he managed to keep that dry, well, he wasn't. Which is why he was pleased to discover that our selection of big and tall was not only extensive, but at prices that, well, wouldn't soak him. After all, he had enough of that for one day.
You'll find big in the men's warehouse.
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Dave Revson with the Sports Center 30 at 30 update. Legendary sportscaster Kurt Gowdy has passed away at the age of 86 after a long battle with leukemia. Gowdy, one of the premier sportscasters of all time, called the first Super Bowl as well as 13 World Series, 16 All-Star games, was the signature voice of NBC Sports as well as the Boston Red Sox. Again, Hall of Famer Kurt Gowdy has passed away at age 86. Details on Sports Center, 11 Eastern, ESPN News.
Thank you, Dave, and certainly we all want to extend our condolences to Kurt Gowdy's family. He was my broadcasting idol growing up. As Dave just said, he did every big game when I was a kid, and of course had the connection to the Boston Red Sox as well. But when you get a chance to meet your idol and he turns out to be a remarkably nice person too, it's even that much more of a thrill.
And everybody he covered respected him and liked him. I mean, whether it was Ted Williams, Bob Knight, all close friends of his. An amazing man. And
I grew up watching him, and certainly the American Sportsman comes to mind. Some of those names you just mentioned as Beeline gets a great look.
Yeah, Dave Revson said one of the premier sports broadcasters. I think he was the premier sports broadcaster of all time, because back in those days, you know, you could do all of those events. Now with so many networks, every event so spread out, all the events over so many networks, it's going to be hard for anybody to have that kind of a resume. Louis McCroskey, who not long ago seemed like he was in danger of being kicked off the team, has really brought a lot of energy to them tonight.
He sure has done a lot of things, even here. Good hustle.
Well, he's playing like an athlete. Instead of just trying to be a shooter, he's getting to the rim. He's active, his hands, he's getting deflections. That's what gets you playing time.
And this zone is active.
Beeline, a couple of misses. Roberts way up there.
Nice look.
McNamara found Watkins. Good. Take the shot and avoid charging into Patrick Beeline, whose father wants a 30-second timeout.
Oh, man. Ben, this whole show was awesome.
I know.
Hey, boys. Mr. Wolfson, what are you guys up to tonight? Studying.
You? Grading papers.
Got a spicy side? Try McDonald's new Spicy Premium Chicken. A tender real chicken breast, bold chipotle spices on a honey wheat roll. It's the hot new premium chicken sandwich.
No way.
It's the beginning of Judgment Week, presented by Cisco Systems. We're at the Carrier Dome on the campus of Syracuse University. The Orange on a 7-0 run over the last minute and a half. They've taken a 9-point tonight. J.D. Collins to Patrick Beeline. Out there with Air Bear, Pittsnagel, and Ruoff.
This is not the same zone we've seen earlier in the year. This is much more active. Look at Watkins is all you have to watch. Look how active he's been.
And the length in the back line is so much bigger and better. Nice run out again.
Lacrosse charged into Pittsnagel.
Boy, it's easy to say what he should have done, but he had the angle if he stayed to the right. But look how active this defense is. All you have to do is watch how much ground Darrell Watkins is covering. He's the guy that forced that miss. And every big guy seems to be running the floor, and that's putting a lot of pressure on West Virginia's transition D.
They look as long as though Warwick were here tonight. I mean, it's amazing. Energized.
Trying to get up to the wing, then back down to the baseline, covering a lot of ground.
And look who they have to play on the wings. Beeline and Gansey on the other side. They should be able to get something baseline.
Beeline, a deep three. That was NBA three-point distance.
Well, they don't need much time to squeeze one off, do they?
No, and unhurrying too. Great rotation and fluid.
They've made a couple from in front of the West Virginia bench, but didn't have his feet set on that one. Air Bear, the quick shot. And the rebound, Roberts. 4:40 to go in the half. Syracuse by 6. McCroskey in transition. Good boxing out. The ball hit the floor.
Air Bear with a great check. A nice run by the big fella Pittsnagel.
And he laid it in with Roberts hoping to block it. So here come the Mountaineers again. They were scored 5 consecutive points.
Well, they take advantage of a quick shot, and McCroskey ran the court. Good job passing ahead, but just because you get ahead of people doesn't mean the shot is a good one.
Not a good cross in right in front of the guy. You got to be real good and clever. Terrence, hold on to it. How about the big guy here, Jay? Just being rewarded. A wonderful catchable. Gets his eyes focused. Terrific look by the point guard Collins.
And normally Terrence be waiting right in the middle of the lane, but because Gansey was on the left by the three-point line, that's most of why they got that layup, having to respect that three-point shooter.
He can get to the rim with that left hand. That's learning the game early and using that bounce with the offhand.
And he's got such good body control. When he plays under control, Eric Devendorf can really play on the offensive end.
Yeah, that's been wide open right there. Nice look.
Across the Beeline.
Nice save.
Beeline's attempted 7 3-point field goals already with 3.5 minutes to go in the half. He's 4 out of 7.
And Sean Gansey so active, almost 6 rebounds a game. Air Bear slapped it back earlier, but just a good read on the long jumper.
Certainly Gansey, a leading candidate to be the Big East Conference Player of the Year. There are a number of very good candidates, but Gansey could make about as strong a case as anybody. Beeline hit the deck. Devendorf wanted the long pass for a run out.
Jim Calhoun said nice things to say about Gansey, but I would think Foy at this point. A few games left to play. Randy with a wonderful game against Georgetown.
I wouldn't put Rudy Gay out of it either.
No, I think I'd go with Foy right now.
Tell you what, Rudy Gay over the last 5 or 6 games has played the way everybody thought he would play all year long. Just incredibly aggressive and mature.
McNamara, an air ball, last touched by Dimitri. The official looked like he got injured on the play. Check on his status when we come back.
Right here, this is MSG. We call it the Garden. Just tragedy everywhere. It's something that you want to get your family away from. That's what I'm trying to do. My brother's about to do something that a lot of people don't get a chance to do.
The pro scouts made me a little uneasy.
The word is that you're going to the NBA. You don't listen to that.
ESPN Original Entertainment presents the defining year of Sebastian Telfair. Through the Fire. Premieres Sunday, March 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Now you can rev up your lifestyle in a Dodge Charger or Dodge Magnum. Get an available fuel-efficient 3.5-liter V6 or the legendary power of a heavy V8. Plus all-speed traction control and a 5-star government frontal crash test rating. Right now, qualified returning lessees can lease a Dodge Charger for $349 a month. Hurry, offer ends February 28th. Open up a Magnum or unleash a Charger now at your Dodge.
You think plans. Office Depot thinks paper. You think locations. Office Depot thinks laptops. You think how to build your business. Office Depot thinks how to supply it. And now through Saturday, get 20% off on all Christopher Lowell brand furniture and chairs. So hurry in. You take care of business. Office Depot takes care of you.
The right software can make any size company more efficient, more agile, more responsive. In short, make your company more. That's why companies that run SAP are 32% more profitable than companies that don't. So the next time you put your company's money into software, choose the software that's most likely to return the favor. SAP.
Digger Phelps and Len Elmore coming up in the UPS halftime report. The guys will share their thoughts on the biggest winners and losers in the last week. What do you think of the game so far tonight?
Well, over the weekend, talking to Terrence Roberts, why isn't their front line of Syracuse playing like Connecticut in the front line? And they're doing it tonight. They're getting points in the paint, and they're controlling the boards, and that's the difference in this first half.
I don't know what they had for pregame meal, but that extended defense really giving West Virginia some problems. But they're pesky, West Virginia, and when they get a chance, they'll run their stuff till they get hot.
All right, lots more from these guys coming up.
And we look forward to it. Happy to report it looks like Jim Burr's okay. We looked at a couple of replays during the commercial break. There he is underneath the basket. He just goes to point, and all of a sudden he grabs at the back of the left side of his neck. He did get medical attention from a trainer during this timeout, but it's going to take a lot more than that to get one of the best officials in the country, Jim Burr, out of the game.
Tough guy, really. They take some hits during the course of the year. A lot of bandages on some of the guys. Now, I would attack the left side of Corn because he's not going to be able to cover as quickly, and he can't.
And Gansey couldn't capitalize. Long with the shot from the corner. Syracuse with the ball in a 6-point lead. They led by as many as 9. Gorman, the offensive rebound of the Bievendorf miss, and he'll shoot 2. Slapped on the arm by J.D. Collins.
Time he used the dribble, it opens up the glass.
Tomorrow night, ESPN has a college basketball doubleheader at 7 Eastern. D. Brown leads Illinois against Big Ten rival Michigan. Then at 9 Eastern, it's an SEC showdown as Jamario Davidson and the Alabama Crimson Tide take on Arkansas. Super Tuesday presented by Lexus, part of Judgment Week, presented by Cisco Systems.
Well, how about the coaching job Mark Gottfried has done with Alabama? I mean, to have them playing as well as they are playing after losing their leading scorer, Chuck Davis, just a remarkable turnaround for that team.
Stan Heath, too, coming up for them as well.
And how about the 2 plays that Jonathan Monica made at the end of that Florida game? 2 winning plays, the kind of plays they haven't been making most of the year.
And Brewer had good numbers that game as well.
Darius Nichols, Coach Beeline wants him to shoot more, and right on cue he buries a 3 with the crowd trying to get back into it again. 15 points off the bench now for West Virginia. Of course, the key to that has been Beeline. He is with the other 3. Nichols took it away from Devendorf, blocked by Demetrius Nichols, no relation. Darius Nichols off to Gansey.
Tell you what, this team's tough to cover. They've got 4 guys on the perimeter, and then you throw Pittsnoggle and Jay. They stretch defenses. They can all ring the bell.
Well, and Gansey, when he catches that ball underneath, doesn't need to gather, and Nichols with the steal, the left-hander.
How about this?
How about this? Length and athleticism of, watch Gansey how quick he gets this ball up.
You're right. Before the defense gathers, Nichols dropping a dime on the offensive shot.
The Nichols Dimer? Is that what it is?
You mentioned John Beeline with his roots here in central and western New York. Here's a man who has won at every level, at least 20 wins in a season in junior college, NAIA Division II and Division I. He's a guy who certainly came up the hard way, has never been an assistant coach. When he was here at Lemoyne in Syracuse, a Division II coach, John Beeline told us today, I was a candidate at Canisius. I got word from some of the people there I was one of 4 or 5 finalists. Then I was starting to get wind of the fact I probably wasn't in it anymore, so I called Jim Boeheim and I said, Jim, I'd like to ask you the favor if you'd call Canisius for me, but I only want you to do it if you believe I would be good for that job. Jim Boeheim called. They took the president of Canisius out of the meeting, and the next thing you know, John Beeline was not only back on the list, Canisius.
He said, I appreciate, but I'd like to beat him once. Nice little heads-up play. And of course, you know, R.J. Billis had him listed 10 years ago as one of the up-and-coming coaches. How about this? Getting back to jump shooting. The Bill who got Pittsnagel. You had Prosser, I believe.
Mike
McKillop. Mike Gray.
Yep.
And you were right on all comers here.
No, you can't miss with those guys.
No. John's been terrific, as you pointed out, Sean, no matter where he has been.
Both Boeheim apparently have a good eye for coaching talent, and he also knew, Jim Boeheim knew what a good person John Beeline is. Wonderful family man. We'll tell you another story as the night goes along about John Beeline's experience here tonight that I think will give you a true indication, if you're not familiar with this coach, of what a terrific person he is.
And he's also playing hurt, Sean. He's got back spasms. He's much better today than he was Saturday, but still not himself.
Well, his team has struggled to shoot through most of the half, but they've made 7 threes. They're shooting 30 half, but they've made 7 threes. 20 of their 30 attempts have been threes, and as John Beeline says, a 3 is worth more than a 2. That's why they shoot so many threes, including this one from Patrick Beeline with 3 seconds to go.
He called his own play. He was telling his dad what to run. They hugged Pittsnagel and wisely gave it up in the eventual kick and a little nylon in the corner.
We talked a lot during the half about these. Well, the West Virginia defense outstanding as well. They held Syracuse to 29 points, and the Mountaineers head to the break, leading 30-29. Let's send you back now to Dave, and here's the UPS halftime report.
All right, thank you very much, Sean. So West Virginia hasn't won in the Carrier Dome since 1996, but on top by 1 after a nice little run there late in the first half. Thoughts on that half, guys?
You got to give credit to their bench. They start the game 1 for 8. Of course, when Patrick Beeline comes in, he starts shooting the points, gets double figures, and from that standpoint, Lynn, they just get this thing back. But why? They make the threes when they need them.
Well, also slowed down. That extended defense really wasn't nearly as aggressive as it had been in the first 10 minutes. Didn't create the turnovers, and West Virginia was able to capitalize in their half court.
Certainly a game Syracuse needs very badly, guys. Just 1 win against the RPI top 50, and that at Cincinnati. So we will see how they fare in the second half. There is some other news, though. Legendary sportscaster Kurt Gowdy passing away today at the age of 86. Gowdy succumbing after a long battle with leukemia. He was the man who called the first ever Super Bowl, also called Series, 16 All-Star games, was the signature voice of NBC Sports, as well as the Boston Red Sox.
Here's the pitch, and there's a long drive to deep right center. It could be, it could be, it is! It's a home run! Ted Williams has homered in his last time at bat in a Red Sox uniform.
Kurt Gowdy, who began his career calling on a crate in his native Wyoming, and 5 years later was one of the voices of the New York Yankees, passing away at the age of 86. Coming up, we apply the full court press. Digger and Len tell you which teams helped themselves and which teams may have suffered the most serious setbacks in the last week. That's next on the UPS Halftime Report.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Cisco, changing the way people work, live, play, and learn. Cisco. And in part by new 7-Up Plus. For great taste with calcium, the only way to go is up.
How's the business?
We got new cars for our execs. What do you got?
We've got a secure network. We don't have to commute. Check.
Company barbecues?
Secure network. We commingle 24/7.
Yoga. Stress reduction.
Secure network. No stress. Check.
Espresso bar. Check.
Confidence, powered by Cisco.
7-Up Plus with calcium. With a burst of real fruit juice, 10% of your daily calcium, and only 10 calories per serving. It tastes so good, you can feel it in your bones. 7-Up Plus. For great taste with calcium, the only way to go is up.
Now you can rev up your lifestyle in a Dodge Charger or Dodge Magnum. Get an available 5-liter V6 or the legendary power of a heavy V8. Plus all-speed traction control and a 5-star government frontal crash test rating. Right now, qualified returning lessees can lease a Dodge Charger for $349 a month. Hurry, offer ends February 28th. Open up a Magnum or unleash a Charger now at your Dodge dealer.
7-Up Plus with calcium. With a burst of real fruit juice, 10% of your daily calcium, and only 10 calories per serving. It tastes so good, 7-Up Plus. For great taste with calcium, the only way to go is up.
The ACC Women's Basketball Tournament returns to Greensboro Thursday, March 2nd. Tickets on sale now at the Greensboro Coliseum box office. Call 888-397-3100. Tickets.com.
Cable TV gives a world of choices to a world of people. Decide what you watch. Control what your kids see. Call your cable company or go to controlyourtv.org to learn more on how to view the right thing.
This halftime report is delivered by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Patrick Beeline, 15 in the first half. West Virginia just 3-17 all-time at Syracuse, but the Mountaineers up 1 at the break, 30-29. It is Judgment Week, and it's time for us to pass a little judgment. The full court press, let's get themselves the most in the past week, Digger.
I really thought in the SEC, look at Arkansas, big win in overtime against Florida, a must-win situation to get it done. Obviously, Ronnie Brewer did a great job scoring 7 of his 24 points in the overtime. And look at John Monica. He made 2 big baskets, get it going. Their quickness is tough. They get you going on defense. They did a great job forcing Florida to take bad shots. Their RPI's at 57. I like that. But the fact is this, they got a home game coming up with Alabama. That's a...
Wait a minute, put your head in the game. Wait a minute, put your head in the game. Get your head in the game. Get your head in the game. Get your head in the game.
And we're back in Syracuse at halftime. West Virginia with a 1-point lead, and for a lot of the half, fellas, it really seemed like Syracuse was controlling the play, but West Virginia with that 3-point weapon can get right back into it so quickly.
Well, Syracuse was so active with its defense. On offense, they got everybody involved, but Patrick Beeline involved, and it was pretty good.
Why not? Boy, it's easy to play your son when he can knock shots down from deep like he has, Jay. Early offense, knocking him down.
5 of 9 from 3-point range. He has got a quick trigger on catch-and-shoot situations and hit that dagger as they went in for halftime to be down all first half long and then to go in with the lead. That's pretty good.
West Virginia made only 3 2-point field goals. They made 8 threes, and they missed their first 7, so they were in thereafter. And Beeline was the spark. Playing tonight before a lot of friends and relatives. John Beeline, his dad, telling us before the game he has one sister, Molly, who bought 50 tickets for this game herself. John Beeline has 8 brothers and sisters, so a lot of aunts and uncles cheering Patrick on.
And Gansey knocking that tip in. He's got his folks here, and they've only missed the UCLA game.
He's from Ohio, in the Cleveland area. A longer trip for his folks to get here to Syracuse tonight. Darrell Watkins missed the turnaround. Terrence Robertson offensive rebound and the dunk.
And a nice little soft touch by Watkins. I know it didn't go down, Jay, but it gives a chance or an opportunity for Roberts to clean it up.
He still needs to get going more toward the basket. He's too big and too strong to be fading away that close. But how about Roberts? Half his field goals on the year are dunks. If you can keep him away from the rim, you can have some success.
John Beilein has Air Bear with Collins, Young, Pitts, Noggle, and Gansey, the same fivesome that started the game. Nichols thought he deflected it off Air Bear, did not get the call.
And Sean, Air Bear is one of the guys that really uses the dribble effectively. Got into the middle of the zone against man. He functions in that area beautifully. Nice cut by Pitts, Noggle, and the acknowledgement.
Well, that's a big difference in his game. He used to be a three-point shooter, and now he can go down into the post. He's not going to go down and anchor himself in there, but he can shoot that little jump hook and make it.
Demetrius Nichols, his three went over the top of the backboard.
Activity against, they started flashing early on. Terrific job by Pitts, Noggle, and there's that little jump hook he's learned how to perform with.
And a good performer in the classroom. He graduated in 3.5 years from West Virginia University with a degree in athletic coaching education. He's taking graduate classes. Of course, many of you know he's been married for a couple of years to Heather, also a WVU student. Eric Devendorf scores. And a couple of weeks ago, they welcomed their first son, first child, Quincy.
His wife stays up all night. He lets her sleep during the day. He takes care of the baby, then goes to practice.
Well, the guy's making us all look bad. He's got it together at age 22.
I'm going to get there someday. Never with that kind of stroke, though.
And another three for Pitts, Noggle. West Virginia's all three-point maker, although Patrick Beilein's trying to go back past him on that list tonight. They're having a little one-on-one battle in their senior seasons to leave school as the career record holder for threes made. Roberts dumped it down to Watkins, and Air Bear tied him up.
And that's what you love about this team, the feistiness.
Boy, from the catch to the release, I'm not sure anybody's quicker, certainly at his size, than Kevin Pitts-Noggle. He catches the ball, and it is in his shooting motion right away.
Now there's the mom looking on, and they're terrific, all of them, Jay. Get themselves ready. Nice steal here by Gansey. Step into jumpers beautifully.
Gansey, their team leader in steals. This is first tonight, 59 for the year, and Devendorf called for a bump into Air Bear. Talk about good students. Air Bear still the perfect 4.0 in his senior year, political science major at West Virginia. And you have to think that he's listening to classes that are in English, his second language. He's actually Spanish, makes notes in English. He said it's too hard to translate back and forth. A lot of the words aren't the same in German and English. They're hard to translate, so if he translates into German, sometimes when he has to get it back in English, it isn't the same word.
So a lot of the words aren't the same in German and English?
It's hard to describe, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
And they had a little trouble communicating on that last trip while you were
those Germans
deciphering that.
Those Germans, it's like they have a different word for everything.
I'm going to say a word or two to you that is pretty much understandable in any language.
The international language.
Devendorf, the fourth for Syracuse. The emotional freshman trying to get the crowd back engaged, and it seems to be working.
That belly of the zone right there. You can turn and find people.
Gansey a miss. Pitts-Noggle batted it out, but it went to McNamara.
Numbers.
The floater wouldn't go. Watkins got a hand on it. McNamara to the baseline to Roberts for a dunk.
Well, he can rock it, but a great look by McNamara. Numbers, Jay, that helped them there. Pitts-Noggle late getting back as he fell to the floor.
And Jim Boeheim very much engaged in this game. He can feel that they've got a chance to beat a big-time opponent in their arena.
Well, they need wins. They could use a marquee win. This would be one against the 15th ranked team in the country. They also have a tough remaining schedule at Georgetown, at DePaul, and then Villanova here to close out the regular season. Devendorf a three.
Wow. And they're going to him. Good teams.
7 straight points for Syracuse and a timeout called by West Virginia. The Orange by 4. 15:48 to go in the Carrier Dome.
NCAA Women's Basketball Championship coming in March.
Sure, the Nissan Altima is attractive, but we just turned up the heat. Introducing the 2006 Nissan Altima package. 14 of our most popular options. Lease the Nissan Altima with a special edition package for $209 per month. $209 per month. Did it just get hot in here?
Hey, man, that car is off the hook.
I like classics made modern. What's that? Same deal. It's Crunchwrap Supreme. All the classics, so it's good to go.
The Crunchwrap Supreme is back. Beefy, melty, crunchy, cool, classic Taco Bell taste loaded into a flour tortilla and grilled for maximum portability.
Taco Bell?
Good to go. For classic Taco Bell tastes that are good to go, think outside the bun.
Hey, nice Harley.
Yeah. Had to get it, you know? It's great. It's the way I live my life, you know, by my own rules. Well, that's my creed or motto. My credo, you know?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the edge of my... Can you believe the crime in this town? It's crazy. It's like broad daylight right in front of us. It's like, hello, it's my bike, miss.
Maybe you should get your own.
I've been in this room before.
What?
I've been here before.
Yeah. You took the virtual tour at Hotels.com?
Right.
Want to check out your hotel before you check in? Send in the experts at Hotels.com and bring you tools like virtual tours so you can look before you book. Log on or call now to find great deals everywhere. Hotels.com. We know hotels inside and out.
Early in the second half, Syracuse has come from behind to take a 4-point lead. We talked in the first half about John Beilein. A lot of you know about his coaching prowess. We wanted to tell you a little bit more about John Beilein, the person. A wonderful column written today in the Syracuse Curse told the story of his relationship with Teddy Kittle. They became friends when John was the coach at Lemoyne. Teddy Kittle, an assistant equipment manager there. While John coached for 9 years at Lemoyne, before and after every game, he'd pick Teddy up if he needed a ride to the game. He'd take him home. He said Teddy was very patient. He would wait for me after games. And we'll tell you more about their relationship as we go along. Air Bear for Patrick Beilein tonight, as he is every time John Beilein returns to Syracuse, whether it's been to play as the coach at West Virginia or at Canisius. A special education teacher at East Syracuse Manoa High School in the Syracuse area 33 years ago told Tom Nyland, the athletic director at Lemoyne and John Beilein's uncle, that Teddy would be a good employee if they'd find a job for him. He has some limitations. And Teddy started out as a maintenance worker, got involved in equipment. Beilein makes it a point every time West Virginia comes here to have the team bus go by Teddy Kittle's house in the suburbs, pick him up and bring him to the game so he can sit on the bench and cheer for the Mountaineers.
And I thought it was cute when Lemoyne would lose a game. Teddy knew that it was a loss and just was nice and soft with John until he got his composure. It is touching. New dimension. People do so much for others. It's great. John being one of those.
Well, it's typical John Beilein. Just a great guy.
Everything for the game except the fact that he's a Yankee fan.
He didn't like your ring at all.
He liked the Red Sox World Championship ring. McNamara miss, but Syracuse keeps it alive. We're also told that every day that West Virginia has a game on game day, Teddy will go into the athletic offices of Lemoyne and ask somebody to fax the message, "Good luck, I hope you win tonight," to John Beilein.
John thinks he's really an Orange fan every other game, though. Syracuse, that is. Too individual here, too many bounces. Wow, tough catch and shoot under duress.
And West Virginia staying straight up man.
Don't you think most teams that, even though they're zone, they've got to learn how to play man-to-man from day one?
I think most teams, Syracuse and West Virginia included, play mostly man in practice.
They've been eating that up, but usually it's a kick out to Gansey. This time he's the flasher.
Those guards flashing in the middle of success. They haven't always hit the shot when they relocated opposite. But that time, Gansey, a quick release again.
He's just 6. He averages 18 a game. An authoritative dunk by Watkins.
How creative by Roberts, though. Found his big partner.
Ticking down to 13 minutes to go. Syracuse by 4. Air Bear, the drive and kick to Pittsnoggle, fourth.
But that says great use of the bounce. Get everybody turning, Jay.
But that's typical West Virginia. They give up a layup to get a 3.
And Pittsnogle really struggled in their 2 games against Syracuse last year against that 2-3 zone. Of course, the last meeting between these two teams was in last year's Big East Championship game at Madison Square Garden. Watkins fouled by Pittsnogle. Pittsnogle had only 2 points in that game, and he had only 4 points in the regular season meeting here at the Carrier Dome. Did not make a 3 in either game. 15 tonight in West Virginia within a point.
What would you change about your full-size truck?
More space in the back seat. More headroom. Definitely more space.
A bigger cab. You have to use a little more cab space, especially in the back.
They could use some extra space. It's a little tight back there.
Just make it bigger.
We couldn't change their trucks, so we introduced ours, the full-size Nissan Titan. Get up to $2,750 cash back at your Nissan dealer now.
Back seat room.
There's a lot more room.
What do you think?
I think it's my next truck.
The right software can make any size company more efficient, more agile, more responsive. In short, make your company more. That's why companies that run SAP are 32% more profitable than companies that don't. So the next time you put your company's money into software, choose the software favor. SAP.
Me llamo Pedro.
Me llamo Pedro.
My name is Pedro. Me gusta el queso.
Me gusta el queso.
I like cheese. Dame su nuevo y crujiente Cheez-It Fiesta.
Dame su Cheez-It.
Give me your new crispy, crunchy Cheez-It Fiesta. Dámelos ahora. Give me them now. No me enojes. Soy muy macho. Do not make me angry. I am very macho.
Crispy new Cheez-It Fiesta.
You think plans. Office Depot thinks paper. You think locations. Office Depot thinks laptops. You think how to build your business. Office Depot thinks how to supply it. And now through Saturday, get 20% off on all Christopher Lowell brand furniture and chairs. So hurry in. You take care of business. Office Depot takes care of you.
Welcome back to Big Monday, part of Judgment Week, presented by Cisco Systems on ESPN and ESPN2. It continues at 9 Eastern Time here on ESPN as Oklahoma takes on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. And then at midnight on ESPN2, another chance to watch Adam Morrison, #1 in the nation in scoring, nearly 30 points per game. He'll lead Gonzaga into Pepperdine to take on the Waves. Looking over the shores of the Pacific Coast in Malibu. What a beautiful campus that is, Pepperdine. I don't think we'll get a look at Waves tonight.
Be tough to go to class in that scene, but how about Morrison's second half the other night?
Yeah, when's he going to play a full 40 minutes?
I don't know. The kid just doesn't give you everything.
Only 7 points in the first half, 37 in the second.
I'd love you to have that little muzzy that he has.
Taylor Watkins rattles in the free throw.
Now, how do you think the guy feels when the shot goes in and the crowd explodes?
Well, when you're at 47%,
he's 3 for 10 the last 3 games. Terrence Roberts described it as a virus the other night. He said, I got us started with all the misses and it infected the whole team. Jim Boeheim, I think, had a more likely explanation. We just don't have very many good free throws.
He's cryptic in his analysis, Jim.
Watkins nearly had the steal. Air Bear got it back. And got called for a travel.
Well, give a lot of credit to Darrell Watkins for being settled.
Air Bear a little frustrated. I think he was actually going to make the pass and legit.
Look, he covers so much ground. This was after
one. That's legal. Of course, I've had a history of troubles with those calls,
especially in this building. Villanova fans might attest. Devendorf brings it out with Beanline in pursuit. McNamara with Nichols right in his face. McNamara. Sherman Douglas floater wouldn't go. In fact, Sherman's next on the all-time scoring list for Jerry McNamara. He moved into 6th place all-time at Syracuse with his 30 points the other night. 1,969 points, 91 behind Sherman Douglas starting tonight's action to move into the top 5.
But the general used to get into that lane and dominate. Tough
You see Beeline give that little shot fake from about 30 feet away, and guys were going for it.
Yep. Why not?
They have such shot credibility. He did get fouled.
He got hit on the arm. There was no whistle. Syracuse with the ball and a 3-point lead.
You know, it's interesting. This jump shot from the foul line. Sometimes the referees are blocked out as they traverse up and down on the perimeter.
Evendorf out to McNamara, stepped inside the line as he shed airbear, and the rebound Nichols.
And Jerry was mad and didn't get back. Jerry pumped his fist and didn't sprint on the jump shot. I mean, that's where Gansey is so tough. He's an opportunist, terrific, gutsy kind of competitor.
Goaltend by Watkins, and West Virginia within one. It's 45-44.
Avis Preferred member Mike Plotzker, space C2. Don't forget your bags and your love of adventure.
Excuse me?
This is Mike Thunderpants Plotzker, the occasional base jumper, Jello wrestler, the guy who likes to smear cream cheese all over.
Whoa.
Too far?
Yeah.
Sure. You may be here for a meeting, but there's a hang gliding.
Avis Preferred Service. Skip the counter, go straight to your car. Have more time to do what you want. Oh, no! Just another way we try harder.
It's the most unpredictable tournament of the year. One wrong move and you're finished. Tiger and top seeds VJ, Retief, Ernie, and Lefty lead the field. Live matches Wednesday through Friday at 1:30 Eastern on ESPN.
Introducing mobile ESPN. Sports fans, your phone has arrived.
When it comes to the quality of our suits, our customers find that we're like a small men's boutique. And it's only when they see the price that we're like a warehouse.
Men's Warehouse.
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
In 2006, great design separates Pontiac from its competition. It earned G6 the most appealing entry midsize AD Power and Associates, and it brought Torrent a 5-star crash safety rating. Design is a value all its own. But don't take our word for it. Google Pontiac and discover for yourself.
Now lease a new G6 sedan for around $199 a month. Call for details. See ncpontiacdealers.com.
If you're getting married, we'll rent you a tuxedo for as little as $50, which is pretty good, considering her dress probably cost as much as your car.
Rent is free.
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Welcome back to Big Monday, presented by Bud Light, a familiar venue for Big Monday, the Carrier Dome in Syracuse, New York, as we look at the Lowe's home team advantage. This building opened September 20th of 1980, a football game. Capacity 50,000 for football. They put as many as 33,000 plus in here for basketball. Tonight, 25,000.
Bad night, huh?
Yeah, slow night at the box office. As Jim Boeheim said many times over the years, when they told him they wanted to move the basketball from Manley Fieldhouse to here, he thought they were crazy, that there just wasn't enough population nearby to support basketball in this venue. But I would say that turned out not to be correct.
He's not much of a forward observer.
Well, he's got the whole city of scrum.
That helps. Look at this kid, huh? Starting to cut well, screen well, and Watkins just performing. And if he and Roberts step up, this is a different team, Jay.
Well, this is the Darryl Watkins that the Syracuse coaching staff envisioned him to be when they recruited him.
Syracuse by 3 on a night when they haven't had much from Jerry McNamara. He has 5 points on 2 out of 13 shooting, including 1 for 8 from 3. Pittsnoggle off the pass from Frank Young.
And Jim Boeheim wanting to know why Terrence Roberts didn't get over there a little bit quicker to challenge that shot and send it back.
Young just ripped it away. The crowd thought Devendorf was fouled. Jim Boeheim did as well.
Boy, they use the floor and kick to one another. Pretty good recovery defensively by the Cuse.
More than midway through the second half. Syracuse by 1. A very important game for both teams. West Virginia trying to stay in the race for the Big East regular season champion, but trying to stay in the top 4 in the standings for the first round bye in the conference tournament, and Darius Nichols gives them the lead. Syracuse needing wins to secure a bid in the NCAA tournament. In the latest bracketology by Joe Lunardi that came out today, he has Syracuse out of the tournament. He had them as the next team that would have been in, but in his opinion, if they picked it right now, they'd be out. And the offensive rebound and score by Demetrius Nichols.
I think this game tonight is very important for them. I know they've had opportunities going down the stretch, but we'll have to check with Bubble Boy as to what he thinks.
It'll be helpful to them. Yeah. I think they're going to get in. I mean, I think they're going to win games going down the stretch, and this would be a big boost, but it's not the whole ball of wax. I mean, they've got some big-time opponents. Look at that schedule strength. To me, that's the issue, that all their losses have come against really good teams.
And Jim Boeheim was talking about when you're talking about how many Big East teams will get in, and you're trying to choose among Big East teams, will they factor Connecticut and Villanova twice, where maybe some other Big East teams on the bubble didn't have as many difficult repeat games?
Well, they have to. I mean, the truth is, beating Oregon or Oregon State in the Pac-10 is not the same thing as playing against UConn and some of these other teams. It's just not.
And I think the committee's very aware of this. Rockland's a pretty good hustle. They don't come up with the call. Jim is trying to get Jim Burr to change it, but he pointed to John Cal on top of it.
Well, I will say this for the foul fest we watched here Saturday night when there were 59 fouls called in the game. This has been delightful by contrast. I mean, 9 total fouls called here tonight.
And they got the right call there, believe it or not. He thought it was a ricochet, not a romance, off of Gansey. They've done a much better job getting out on Beeline.
West Virginia hasn't won in the Carrier Dome since 1996. They've lost overall 10 out of the last 11, but Patrick Beeline is the man tonight in front of so many relatives. 5th lead change of the night. A 2-point lead for West Virginia.
How pretty was that? The ball fake and watching the defense just shoot over to the corner.
They ended up in the band. Oh, he just shook everybody off.
Who says fundamental play isn't fun to watch? I mean, that's clinic work by Patrick Beeline.
Season high 18 points for Patrick Beeline. And he is 1 shy of his career high, which was 19 against St. John's in 2004. He's made 6 threes for his 18 points.
It always reminds me of an Al McGuire story when Allie was the starting guard for him at Marquette. One of the really good players convinced him, Coach, I think I should be playing. I'll let you do your business first, Sean.
Tomorrow night, ESPN has a college basketball doubleheader. At 7 Eastern, D. Brown leads the Fighting Illini, ranked number 8 in the poll just out today against Michigan. And then at 9 Eastern time, Alabama and Arkansas, an important SEC show presented by Lexus, part of Judgment Week presented by Cisco Systems on ESPN. Both games are also available.
Do it a little faster,
but on ESPN HD, brought to you by Dish Network.
Of course, Allie was a good player too, but he said to the player, he said, "I like you, but I love my son." Of course, right here with Patrick Beeline is a reason he plays. He's a very talented basketball player.
Devendorf for 3. He has 15 to lead Syracuse. Watkins with 10. Roberts with 10. Syracuse hanging in there with the number 15 team in the country. Again, without very much from Jerry McNamara. Nichols fouled on a bump by Devendorf. Second foul on Devendorf. They had a timeout with 7 minutes to go.
Show Daddy what you got. Did you call that? Hit the stripe balls. You know, the balls with the stripe. Scratch. Scratch. Uh-oh.
The world of light beer just got a little darker. Introducing new Michelob Ultra Amber. With its deep amber color and full flavored taste, it's the new look of light beer.
Hey, you want to throw some darts? 7-Up Plus with calcium. With a burst of real fruit juice, calcium, and only 10 calories per serving. It tastes so good, you can feel it in your bones. 7-Up Plus. For great taste with calcium, the only way to go is up.
Excuse me, are you happy with the service you're getting from your stockbroker?
Oh, sure. I love feeling like a small fish in a big pond.
Service? What's that?
I started investing for myself online at TD Waterhouse. They follow up when I have a question, and they actually make me feel important.
At TD Waterhouse, their investment consultants will give you the attention you size your portfolio is. You can do this. Switch to TD Waterhouse, the alternative to higher-priced brokers.
7-Up Plus with calcium. With a burst of real fruit juice, 10% of your daily calcium, and only 10 calories per serving. It tastes so good, you can feel it in your bones. 7-Up Plus. For great taste with calcium, the only way to go is up.
I'm Dave Revson with the SportsCenter 30 at 30 update. A huge loss today as legendary sportscaster Curt Gowdy passed away at the age of 86 after a long battle with leukemia. Gowdy called the first Super Bowl. He called 13 World Series, 16 All-Star games, was the signature voice of NBC Sports as well as the Boston Red Sox. Again, the Hall of Fame sportscaster passing away today at the age of 86. More details on SportsCenter after Oklahoma, Texas Tech, anytime on ESPN News. Gentlemen.
All right, Dave, thank you. Very sad news indeed, but what a life well. And there are so many wannabe student broadcasters in this building tonight. Syracuse University, among many things, known for producing some of the great broadcasters in our business, like Marv Albert and Dick Stockton and Bob Costas.
Well, some have slipped through the cracks.
Tirico, Eric Dievendorf making those alums happy tonight.
Well, Eric Dievendorf is so offensively gifted. He's got great body control, him a string. And over the last 6 or 7 games, he has really been shooting the ball well. He was inserted into the starting lineup after the first 5 or 6 games. And the team really started to play better offensively as a result. But when he takes good shots, Bill, I mean, he's a really good offensive player.
And Jay sets his game up with beautiful slashing moves, either hand, great kiss shots around the rim, solid competitor, and a very nice compliment to Jerry Mack.
Boeheim got a little agitated in the game against Louisville. Dievendorf about perhaps taking a charge at some point during the season. He finally did it, and they called it a block.
Dievendorf right on cue, steals the inbounding pass and lays it in.
Boy, the Air Bear was wide open, and they passed him up on the cut to the rim, and then a short loop. Very alert defensive maneuver.
Pittsnagel had some room and tapped around, controlled by Dievendorf.
Well, he's all over.
And, you know, it's not too bad, perhaps, to give that shot to West Virginia. You want to get late pressure on it, but at least that keeps him in the range of a 2 rather than a 3.
He wasn't even aware how wide open he was as well. Got that nice little left. There you go. He's got some game, Sean.
Yeah, he's having a good game tonight. Terrence Roberts has 12. 7 from the floor.
Well, he's also got some springs. He gets up quickly.
There's that short corner. You step up to play the perimeter people. They just read beautifully. Deploy, understand to get between defenders.
Well, that's where Watkins almost got a little too active there. Here's the double high screen up top.
They automatic switch everything on that perimeter. As you noted earlier, they're all the same size pretty much. Got to take advantage. Good help by D-line.
And then a foul, I believe, on B. Didn't get the ball, but got the arm. Second foul on Patrick Beeline. And the second team foul. It's Judgment Week presented by Cisco Systems. It starts tonight. West Virginia and Syracuse. West Virginia trying to stay in the top 4 in the Big East. Still with an outside shot at winning the regular season conference crown. Syracuse. There's the travel on McNamara. Trying to win a couple of ball games down the stretch to make sure it gets in the field. Of 65 for Jim Boeheim, who's had them in 24 NCAA his first 29 years as head coach.
Well, when they have a down year, it's really not a bad year compared to some programs when they falter.
I can't remember seeing Jerry McNamara this frustrated. I mean, the look on his face is one of utter frustration.
With McNamara struggling, they are ahead. You wonder if fatigue's an issue. This is the 3rd time Syracuse this year has done the Saturday-Monday schedule, but it's the first time both games were at home. Air Bear and West Virginia has reason to be fatigued as well. They have been very busy lately. This is their 5th game in the last 12 days for them on the road, and they've played some very strong opponents in that stretch, including Connecticut last time out.
And those road trips are more difficult perhaps for West Virginia than for other big-time teams because they don't charter very often. They fly commercially, and oftentimes on these regional jets they can't fly their whole team together.
They can get home though, Jay. Correct? Nice little slip pass. His ability around the rim has been well chronicled, but developing the total game is very essential if they're going to be a factor to get in the NCAA and then do some damage. But look at the seal off here, and then the quickness to get to the rim and send it in. He has some hops.
Well, you can't get caught defensively on the high side and expect to stop Terrence Roberts taking it to the 10. You've got to jump behind him as that ball is coming in and make him score over you.
Settled. Roberts' woes continue at the free throw line. 3-point lead for Syracuse, nearing 4 minutes to go.
John Beilein was saying today, they don't screen the zone. They just flash, get into open areas.
Which is what Collins did, and then found Pittsnoggle for 3 and the tie.
While you talk about coaching and being prepared, huh?
The alertness, understanding where a three-point shooter is. The cut and immediately look into that line after you've collapsed the defense inside of the three-point line. That was absolutely gorgeous.
And how many guys at the guard spot would go in, have the big guy knock it out and get a fast break the other way. Heady play by Collins.
20 points for Pittsnoggle. Nichols, wild shot. Nice move along the baseline. McNamara found him, but Nichols missed. With 3:17 to go, a chance to recapture the lead.
Air Bear really understands how to hide and make himself available. Zone stepped up.
19 assists, as you saw in the graphic a moment ago, on 23 field goals. They do such a great job moving the ball unselfishly. Air Bear found Gansey. He missed a layup.
Watkins' defensive play just to alter that. Jerry McNamara does look tired over there, doesn't he?
Jim Boeheim calling a set from the bench.
McNamara underneath. Beautiful pass. Roberts to finish.
Well, they tried to take away that right shoulder. He still was able to elevate.
Got to have an awareness for Pittsnoggle here.
Timeout. West Virginia timeout, a mini timeout with 2:03 to go, and they'll have 16 to shoot after they listen to Coach Beilein.
Well, defensively, you can see Eber just relaxed, and the ability to the elevation and left hook easy, but it was the preparation. He did his work early, sealed Air Bear, and then Jerry Mack patiently, as Beilein surrounded him, made the delivery.
The weak side duck in.
You like that?
Love it.
Well, Jim Boeheim has said many times this year that they go as their big men go, and as we look at the Nike game track, Watkins and Roberts terrific inside tonight, including 11 offensive rebounds from the 19 that they have combined for, and West Virginia has not shot a free throw. Of course, a lot of that is so much of their game is on the perimeter. In a foul-free game, 12 total fouls after Syracuse and Louisville were called for 59 in this building 2 nights ago.
It's been a clean game. The ability to dribble becomes very important now against Syracuse because they're going to step it up, see if they can turn the corner and find somebody. Well, they don't have to.
Pittsnoggle for the lead, missed a very deep 3 out of bounds, last touched by Syracuse. If you're curious, Syracuse is 4 out of 6 from the line. Timeout, 1:56 to go. Here's Dave Revson.
Okay, Sean, Michael Neal, BMOC candidate. He's hit 42 of his last 75 threes, leading the Sooners against Texas Tech. That's next. Back out to Syracuse for the finish coming up.
How's the business?
We got new cars for our execs.
What do you got?
We've got a secure network. We don't have to commute. Check.
Company barbecues?
Secure network. We commingle 24.
Stress reduction.
Secure network. No stress. Check.
Espresso bar.
Checkmate.
Check.
Confidence, powered by Cisco.
I see packages coming in from Shanghai today.
Yeah, Oracle, I know. 200 and 80 from Portland tomorrow morning.
What?
It's UPS. See, now I get a detailed report of all their shipments coming in.
Huh.
Sales.
Well, I can't compete with that.
Yeah, that's why you're being reassigned. To accounting. Oh, my stapler.
So I remember having some pina coladas. When I woke up, I had this.
Wow, that's pretty bad.
You think you got it bad? Joe here's still overpaying with cable TV. It doesn't have Dish Network. Cable's years.
Nothing's worse than paying too much for television. Introducing Dish Family for an everyday low price of $19.99 a month. Dish Network, better TV for all.
Is that the winning team? Yes, that's the winning team. Oh, we're the Bruins. Yes, we're the Bruins. Basketball. Basketball. Court.
ESPN College Game Day, fueled by Diet Dew, Saturdays at 11 and 8 on ESPN.
This is MSG. We call it the guard. Something that a lot of people don't get a chance to do.
The Pro Scouts made me a little uneasy.
ESPN Original Entertainment presents the defining year of Sebastian Telfair, Through the Fire. Premieres Sunday, March 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
And this game's been worth it as well. In a game that's featured 7 lead changes. As a 2-point lead, it'll be West Virginia ball out of the timeout. Terrence Roberts with one of the best games of his career tonight.
Terrence Roberts has been very active around the basket. When he gets it in that close, he's going to flush it, but he has had active hands. He's been active on the defensive end, running the floor and finishing. 8 of 9 from the field, 9 rebounds, 16 points. He's passed off for a couple of assists. This is the way the team play all year long.
Patrick Beeline with J.D. Collins, Mike Gansey, Kevin Pittsnoggle, and Joe Airbear. Pass deflected by Devendorf. Collins needs to get rid of it and get out of the lane. Pittsnoggle.
What was the rush?
Tipped out by Airbear.
He thought it was a shot clock violation, Pittsnoggle. He lost track. Good save.
Well, they are so good at tipping that ball back out. If they can't grab it, they tip it out to oftentimes for a 3.
Against the zone, that's more likely.
Oh boy, Pittsnoggle's pass through the legs of Airbear, trying to cut underneath the basket. 8 turnovers for West Virginia.
Great idea. Airbear's been terrific at finding his spot, but that would have been tough for Yogi Berra to control.
Now if you get into a situation where you have to foul, West Virginia's been called for only 3 fouls, so there's a long way to go before they would actually put Syracuse on the line. McNamara will hold on to it. The best free throw shooter in the history of the Big East. He gave his buddy Gansey a little pat on the back as they both head to the sidelines for the timeout. 51.5 to go. Syracuse with the ball in a 2-point lead and 14 seconds on the shot clock. That's the question I would ask. With only 3 team fouls against West Virginia in this half, is it not even a possibility, or would you keep fouling on the line at some point, especially this team, Syracuse, the way they shoot free throws?
I don't think you'd foul now with only 15 seconds left on the clock. You take your chances defensively and see if you can get a steal or a rebound. Yeah, it's a 2-point game, so especially the way they shoot threes, and as you're saying, Syracuse shoots free throws. I think it'll be interesting to see what they do out of this timeout. Last time they came out of a timeout like this, Syracuse put the ball in Devendorf's hands, a little 1-4 low, and they were pretty successful with it.
I'm thinking they may go to that stack where they screen down, let McNamara pop out. You've got to get into it right away so you're not stuck. Opportunity.
Let's see how it unfolds here. West Virginia with only 1 timeout left. The arrow in its favor. McNamara with the ball, guarded by Collins. 10 to shoot for Syracuse. A 2-point lead, 45 seconds to go. McNamara, strong drive, rebound, Pittsnoggle. And a foul called. That's just the third against Syracuse. Jim Boeheim wondering, wasn't there a foul when not up?
Boy, that was very well guarded. They went to the 1-4 low for McNamara this time, and West Virginia's scouting report says if he drives, Jerry McNamara, make him finish. And they did just that. McNamara unable to do it.
I'm not a fan of that 1-4. Everybody knows where you are and can help out on it.
Now 2 to tie, 3 for the lead for West Virginia. About 3 seconds difference between the game clock and the shot clock.
They're keeping him out a long way. You got to flip.
Collins not much of a shooter in terms of the frequency of shots, but somebody needs to launch one. It's Beeline. Rebound Roberts. And that's where the lack of being up near the limit now is an issue, because Roberts is a dreadful free throw shooter, but he doesn't go to the line. It's only the 4th team foul against West Virginia.
That's one of the few trips. They weren't organized. Flow offensively. Terrific defense by Syracuse. Kept it on the perimeter and stepped up in the back.
Well, Devendorf and Roberts have been the stars tonight for Syracuse. Our Cisco Systems player of the game is Terrence Roberts. 16 points, 5 shy of his career high set earlier this year against Kent State. 10 rebounds and 8 out of 9 from the floor. 7th for Terrence Roberts, the junior from Jersey City, New Jersey. Jim Boeheim, when we talked before the game, said if we can get in the NCAA tournament with our zone getting better, with our size inside, with the difficulty in guarding Jerry McNamara, if you're not used to doing it, we could be a dangerous team, much like West Virginia was last year.
No question about it, but there's a lot to be done before. In this game, Sean, you try for a 5-second call. You could virtually, they're going to give the foul on each one. You might get it down to 2 seconds. There's the quick give.
Yeah, that's the 4th foul. You still have 3 more fouls you have to commit in 4.6 seconds.
Well, they need to try to do it before the ball is inbounded. You can foul with no time going off the clock, but you got to be careful not to make it intentional.
Good job there by Collins.
And Gansey called for the foul. Down to 3.2. That's the 5th team foul.
One thing that Syracuse can look for is going deep. I mean, it's possible to throw it deep.
That's free, though. Look at the pop in here. That's just smart. A lot of guards on the floor. That time Wright gets fouled. A lot of handlers.
Well, now Syracuse has to be careful who they inbound it to. They should do everything they can to get it to Devendorf or McNamara. Wright, also a decent free throw shooter. They get it to McNamara, and the foul call with 1.8. That's the limit. The best free throw shooter in the history of Big East basketball goes to the line with his dad looking on. 91.8% this year. That doesn't lead the league. Steve Novak of Marquette has missed 1 free throw in the league this year. Jerry McNamara, the only player to lead the league in free throw percentage 3 years in a row. He did it in each of his first 3, but he's not going to do it this year because of Novak. Oh my goodness.
Look at the rebound. How about that?
And that's the ball.
It's grab it. Could have called the timeout. You never know.
It was almost as if they were assuming the Mountaineers that he was going to make the free throw, knowing his reputation, his track record as one of the best free throw shooters in the country. That was the end of a dreadful night for McNamara, in which he had only 5 points on 2 out of 14 from the floor and 0 for 1 from the line. He did have 9 assists.
Nobody took the shooter.
You know, but they all moved into the lane. Yeah. They were stuck in cement. What a great play by McNamara and his father. Enjoying the win.
And what a difference when the big guys play well. You can get away with Jerry McNamara being off his game, but Eric Devendorf as well contributed solidly along with Roberts and Watkins.
And they celebrate here at the Carrier Dome. They might be celebrating as if they think this is the win that gets Syracuse into the tournament. It certainly is a big help. West Virginia did not shoot a free throw tonight, and the records dating back to 1979 happened to a visiting team at Syracuse. Syracuse, a 2-point winner. Here's Dave Revson.
Thank you, Sean. Coming up next, Terrell Everett, leader in the Big 12 in assists, 4th in the nation, taking the Sooners into Lubbock to battle the Red Raiders. That's next as Judgment Week, presented by Cisco Systems, rolls on. Dave Revson with Digger Phelps and Len Elmore. We were talking at halftime. Syracuse needed this victory desperately. Just one RPI top 50 win coming in. They've now doubled that total. What is it?
I really think it puts them in a position now to get in that large, and basically why, when you look at the strength of the Big East as a conference and what has happened the past 3 years. We look at what Syracuse did a couple years ago to win a national championship when McNamara was a freshman. We look at UConn winning a national title 2 years ago. And last year we look at West Virginia, based on them getting in at the last moment and getting to the finals of the Big East Conference tournament. That's the power of this conference. That's the strength of this conference. And I think now that Syracuse having a win over Louisville on Saturday, coming back and beating West Virginia tonight on Big Monday, puts them to be one of the 8 teams that I think is going to go from the Big East Conference.
8 teams, huh? Okay. I think essentially this was the best quality win Syracuse had on their schedule, and it was a huge win for them. And the bottom line is I think if they finish 500, they could, with another quality win, even go 7-9. I doubt if that's going to happen. They're going to stay above 500, but that's what's going to get them in the tournament, and they really needed this one.
Oh, they certainly did. Jay Billis, our colleague, is standing by with the head coach of the Orange, Jim Boeheim. Let's send it back.
Thank you, Dave. Jim, when that free throw by Jerry McNamara was missed, I mean, how big of a statement about his heart does that make him getting the rebound?
You know, he had the worst game he's ever had here, and he was totally frustrated. I was worried about the free throws because he's just out of rhythm. He's got the heart that's bigger than this building. He went after that. They had all 5 guys in there. He went right in there and got it. But, you know, that's the kind of kid he is. But our other guys picked it up today. This is what we needed. We needed a win in which Terrence Robb, those guys all stepped up. And West Virginia's a great offensive team, and for our guys to hold them to 58 points is a tremendous statement for our defense, and that's what has to carry us down the stretch. Our offense is getting better, but our defense has got to keep them.
And it looked like you made an adjustment at halftime. You got out to their 3-point shooters. You gave up a 2 in favor of stopping a 3.
They had 4 on the perimeter, so if we go all the way out, they don't have anybody under the basket to score, so we can extend. We even took our center out. I mean, the team with the most 3-point shooters in the league, and we just had to go all the way out. But our defense was good, and everybody picked up. It was, you know, this is another one of those, as everyone is, must win until next week. Then that'll be must win.
All right. Let's let Jim Boeheim play amateur bracketologist. How many more do you need to get in?
I hope we got enough, but we're going to try to keep playing and just keep playing well. It's not just enough to get in. You want to be playing well. We want to play well. We've got nothing but ranked teams left, tough games. We just want to keep playing what happens at the end of the year.
But you do feel, once you're into the NCAA tournament, that this can be a dangerous team because of your style of play and because of McNamara.
Well, I think so. We've been there. They've been there before. You know, we've got veteran guys that have been in the tournament. They know what to do. I think we can be a dangerous team, and I think our league is making everybody a dangerous team. West Virginia finished 8th last year, and they go in, almost go to the Final Four. That same thing could happen this year with our team. We're just so deep.
Well, Jim, congratulations on a great win. Dave, back to you.
So West Virginia falling there on the road at Syracuse. More thoughts from these guys coming up in a minute, but just an indication of how difficult it is to play on the road in big-time leagues. And we're about to see Oklahoma head on the road to Lubbock. Texas Tech not having a great year. However, 12-2 at home this season. Ron Franklin, Fran Fraschilla standing by. They're going to get us ready for that one.
Well, tonight here in Lubbock, Texas, a rivalry that continues to grow, particularly on the basketball court, as these two coaches, in fact, in their football game this year, Oklahoma thought they got a hose job and lost to the Texas Tech Red Raiders. So anytime these two schools are matched together in any sport, it is very, very heated. Now, here are the standings in the Big 12 Conference in basketball. Oklahoma sitting at 8-4, actually in second place, and the Red Raiders at 6-6. You know, when you talk about all league, and right now that's the topic of conversation among so many people, one guy that is almost sitting in a consensus is Jackson, the outstanding guard for Texas Tech.
Well, you're right, Ron. I'm almost ashamed that I call him underrated because he's done it for 3 years. It's no longer about being underrated. 41 points on Saturday in the win over Nebraska, and he is certainly, as you said, one of the best guards in this league.
They go on chest pass.
Jackson is one of the better guards that I've ever coached, and we have a tremendous burden, I think, that we've placed on his shoulders to do a lot of things that I do, but by nature he's a very quiet kid.
Coach Bob Knight and Pat, his son, have both echoed that same feeling a number of times, and that is, this kid is so good, but yet they ask him to do so much. And that kind of testimonial coming from Coach Knight really says something. He's obviously had some outstanding guys.
Well, he has, and Coach Knight called that performance on Saturday one of the 2 greatest in his coaching career, 40 years, and during the broadcast tonight we'll tell you the other one.
Oklahoma and Texas Tech from United Splay. Right now, let's go back to the studio.
Fran, Ron, thank you very much. We certainly look forward to that game. This is an Oklahoma team, guys, that a lot of people coming into the year had in the top 5. They were talking about as a team that could make a run at the Final Four. Obviously disappointed a bit out of the gate. What do you think about the Sooners at this point in the season?
You go back early in the year when they really got beat up at Villanova. That was one game that everybody thought, wow, this Oklahoma team, are they that bad? But then we saw them take care of business when they beat Texas, and it was one of those games where you look at, you know what Taj Gray can do. He's that good up front, and with Kevin Book out, they got the size there. But it's come down to the guard play, and it's actually now Michael Neal's been the one guy making the threes. He's got something like 42 threes and 76 shots the last 9 games. But Terrell Everett's been the other guard that's made things happen for this team, and that's what counts for Oklahoma.
Well, absolutely. When you play in the NCAA tournament, you want your guards to be strong, and Neal has averaged 27 points in the last 2 games, and Everett's had almost 10 assists in the last 4 games, and they're getting it going strong at front line, as you mentioned. You know, now you've got teams preparing for the guards, and that's going to give Gray and Book out a lot more room to work.
2 straight games, Neal has set his new career high. That's pretty impressive. That's, again, why he's on our BMOC list. But as you guys look at the Big 12 as a whole right now, I mean, you got 3 teams that you figure definitely into the tournament, barring some sort of catastrophe. Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas. I mean, even Colorado seems like a bit of a stretch. Can you see any way the league can get more than 4?
Well, on the road to K-State over the weekend, that was a real setback. I thought they're ready to get that done with Richard Roby and company, but it didn't happen. But the fact is this, as you look at the Big 12 standing, yeah, you can put Texas Tech down there now. They're 6-6. But this conference has not really had a great year. It's not the typical Big 12 conference land that we've seen in the past. And if you said to me right now, who's going? I'd just say they're getting 4 teams in.
Well, only 4 teams over 500 in this conference. And again, I think you do not get in to the NCAA tournament out of the Big 12 with a 500 or less record. And it's going to come down to Texas A&M and Nebraska getting a big win, whatever's remaining on their schedule, getting a big win to kind of make a statement and maybe going even deep in the Big 12 tournament.
And you mentioned how much Nebraska hurt themselves this past week in our previous halftime. And you look at those other teams, you go beyond the top 4, there's no one with an RPI better than 77. Right. That's Texas A&M. I mean, it's really hard to start making the argument. Again, we understand the RPI is not the be-all, end-all, but it's hard to make an argument with teams. RPIs in the 80s and 90s. Well, you're not going to, I mean, it's about digit RPI.
It's about reputation. You got to finish strong, and you got to have a big win. Tournament selection committee will definitely see that and understand it. I said that about Seton Hall with the Big East. But you got to show you can play with the big boys.
But at the same time, you got to look at the Big 12. It's ranked now as the 5th best conference when you look at the RPI. But what's going to be interesting to see is when you find 65 teams, and we go through this every year, it always comes down to, well, as the committee sits there and they go back and they can squeeze another one, a 5th one out of the Big, a 7th one out of the ACC, or that 8th one we're talking about in the Big East. And it seems every year we go through this, and every year when you're trying to find the 65 teams, guys, it always comes back to, well, we better grab somebody else. And usually the big conferences get them.
Well, and they get them because they make a determination of how well are you playing lately, and that's really what it comes down to. I mentioned reputation. You know, this is the chance. That's why they look at the last 10 and determine how well you're playing. And if somebody can make some noise now, that stays fresh in the minds.
Like Syracuse tonight.
Well, exactly. And I mean, on to what just happened with Syracuse beating West Virginia. They now have 2 top 50 RPI wins. They've got to be feeling a little bit better about themselves. And you guys both mentioned this idea of big-time conferences and big-time reputation. I mean, the talk at the beginning of this year was maybe double-digit number of teams out of the Big East making it into the tournament. It's pretty clear that's not going to happen now. But, I mean, are we talking now? Look,
look at Seton Hall at 7-5.
The top 6 is in it. They're going to make it in.
Yeah,
the top 6 is in, right?
Cincinnati at 7-6, and now Syracuse sneaking back into it. You can just, and that's why the next 2 weekends, this is what's going to come down to. Yeah, Syracuse had 2 home wins this weekend, Louisville, as well as what we saw tonight with West Virginia. Now they have to go to Georgetown, go to DePaul, and Jerry Wainwright can coach that team. As bad as DePaul may look, don't take them lightly. Then they finish home with Villanova. So they still have a lot of work to do, but the fact is this, as they knocked off West Virginia night, this puts them in a position, confidence coming back. Lawrence Roberts getting that double-double. Talked to him before the shoot-around on Saturday. I said, who are you? I was kidding him. Who are you? Where you been all year? How come it's all this UConn front line? And he's looking at me like a pal. He's got his arm around. Well, tonight he shows what he really can be as a player. And this is the Syracuse team. If their front line shows up, Len, and McNamara can have a bad game and they still win, this team can still do things as far as the Big East as well as the NCAA tournament.
Well, they absolutely can. And in the end, though, you look at that schedule, you talk about Georgetown, DePaul, and Villanova. You got to point to the DePaul game and say that's a must-win for Syracuse. That way it guarantees that they finish 500. My chances, as well as Villanova's playing, you're in Syracuse last game. McNamara's last day with the emotion that'll be in that
5,000 people
place.
From Scranton.
You know, that's one of those things that'll be branded in the minds of the tournament selection committee if they can pull that one out.
Well, they'd certainly feel a lot better if they could get 1 or 2 more marquee wins, obviously. I think the other team that's interesting, there are a couple more. Seton Hall we discussed in the halftime. Let's consider the case of Cincinnati here. I mean, this is a team that won at Syracuse. They won at Marquette. They've beaten LSU. What do we think Cincinnati getting into the tournament?
I think, again, if they can get to 500, even with the quality wins that they have, maybe 7 and 9 might get them in. But again, Cincinnati is a newcomer to the Big East, and I think in the back of people's minds, maybe they don't get that same deference that the traditional Big East teams might get in the same circumstance. But I like what Andy Kennedy has done with Cincinnati,
Absolutely.
and they certainly deserve a strong look, particularly if they finish 500 in the conference.
You agree?
Yeah, I look at Cincinnati right. If I look at the confidence of this team, and don't forget, when they lost Kirkland in that Connecticut game, everybody thought this season would be over. Andy Kennedy has these kids believing. He's done a great job coaching. And if you really want to see Cincinnati move forward, I'd hire him before they get that NCAA bid so they do well in the Big East Conference tournament. Give him 5 years to prove himself. The kids believe in him. The people believe in him. The fans are there. And this Cincinnati team now is playing above expectations, and they could be a team in Len that I think come March in that NCAA tournament. The athletes that play, they play good defense. They're aggressive. They love going up and down. And this team is a very dangerous team.
Well, you give him the job because he's earned it and because you want to recruit next year and replicate what you started.
Yeah, the fans chanting "Hire Andy" at the end of the game this weekend. It'll be interesting. Andy Katz is reporting that Skip Prosser's representative is saying he's not interested, so that might be the decision, might be what it comes down to. Jarius Jackson, 41 points in 40 minutes Saturday against Nebraska, getting ready to take on Oklahoma next.
Want to know what the stars have in store for you? Grab your cell phone and send a text message, sign 17 to number 43333 and get your personal horoscope daily on your cell phone. Grab your cell phone and send the text message, sign 17 to number 43333. All answers to your questions about love, money, relationships, and personal happiness are at your fingertips. Send the text message, sign 17 to number 43333 and find out daily for you.
A lesson for parents about the power of your cable remote. Yes, you can surf the channels with it. But did you know? The cable remote can help control what your children watch. It's pretty easy. First hit Menu or Settings, then scroll through the on-screen options to set your password. Finally, block the programming by channel or rating. And talk to your children about why certain programs are not for them. Set your parental controls. It's easy. For more details on parental controls and tools, go to controlyourtv.org.
Coach Bob Knight makes his entrance into Lubbock Arena tonight here at Spirit Center. 868 wins, only 11 behind Dean Smith for the all-time record. Welcome to Big Monday, presented by Bud Light, as the Oklahoma Sooners in Bob Knight's Red Raiders. It's all a part of Judgment Week, presented by Cisco Systems. Now let's take a look at the standings in the Big 12 Conference. Texas with their loss yesterday at OSU, tied with Kansas at 10-2, Oklahoma in third place, and the Red Raiders at 6-6. Hi, everybody. Ron Franklin along with Fran Frischella. Welcome to Big Monday. Two guards in this ball game tonight, Neal for Oklahoma and Jackson for Texas Tech, certainly have separated themselves from the rest of the pack. The two hottest guys go.
Oh, you're right, Ron. Michael Neal is coming off the greatest three-game stretch in Sooner history behind the arc. He's made 21 threes in the last 3 games at a 57% clip. Jarius Jackson, 41 points on Saturday, and he's no longer a guy that's underrated, one of the best guards in the league. But Michael Neal on Saturday was on fire, career high, 29 points. The Sooners trailed by 7 with a minute to go. Neal was red hot. Key play in the game, 3 free throws, brings the Sooners back to an improbable win. And now Jarius Jackson, who on Saturday at the Devaney Center in Nebraska, 41 points, 18 in the first half. And then another 21 in the second half. And he caught fire. I called it one of the great performances in the history of Texas Tech basketball.
Fran, and a reminder, this telecast is available on ESPN HD, presented by Dish Network. Here are the starting lineups, first of all, for the visitors from Norman. It'll be a 3-guard set with Everett, Neal, and Godbold. Inside, Kevin Bookout and Taj Gray. For Texas Tech, LaQuinte White getting his 6th start of the season this evening. He'll be there to help out Jarius Jackson. Then it is Martin Zeno, John Plefka, and Daryl Dora. Kelvin Sampson, the head coach, coming up with a win on Saturday that even he said after the game, we walked up the tunnel and he said, how did we win that basketball game? Tom O'Neill, the referee, tosses the ball up, and offensively we'll see the Sooners first.
Well, Oklahoma obviously being guarded man-to-man by Texas Tech. Emphasis on no spacing on Neal. Got to follow him around those screens.
Bouncer inside to Gray. Now Bookout. And it went through the hands of LaQuinte White, but they say knocked out of bounds by Oklahoma.
Pat Knight told us they would play off everybody to help in the post except Neal.
Dora waits for the cutter. That's Zeno. Here's Jackson. They leave him open from 15, and he misses his first shot of the night.
Terrell Everett will guard Jackson. A good matchup.
Bookout. Nice high screen. Spun off that, took the pass. Nicely worked by OU.
And remember, Ron, Everett in the last 3 games, 11 assists a game.
Zeno, turnover, travel called.
Well, Terrell had 11 assists on Saturday. There's his numbers over the last 3.
The other 2 officials tonight, we said Tom O'Neill, the referee. Donnie Gray and Mike Woods are the umpires. Godbold works against LaQuinte White. Gray backing in, backing in. Ball is tipped, going to be stolen. That's Zeno.
Good solid defense. They collapsed on Gray. He had nowhere to go.
Plefka.
Well, Bookout has gotten foul trouble recently, Ron, so to go at him is not a bad strategy.
Stolen by Jackson, and he is fouled in the open court by Everett.
Well, no surprise there. He turned the Nebraska game around at the end of the first half with 3 steals. Watching, and he gets the open court, and more importantly, Everett picks up a foul in the first 2 minutes.
Everett, I'm sure, a little frustrated because he realized how badly he had telegraphed that pass. Fran talked about it in our cut-in just prior to our telecast tonight about this young man and how valuable he is. Knight's coach Bobby Knight and also his son talking about how much they ask him to do, and the kid just says, okay, I'll put it on my shoulder and I'll go with it.
And he's averaging 38 minutes a game, as you know, Ron.
Everett has to call a timeout. Good defense on the part of the Raiders. And we're going to hold it right here. It's only a 30-second. Texas Tech with an early 4-2 lead. Pace in the ball game. What do you see? Is it still too early as they feel each other out?
Oh, you remember yesterday in Stillwater, we talked about Oklahoma State getting the first punch in. And when you have a team like Oklahoma coming to your place, it's important for Tech to get off early and establish some emotion.
Well, the tournament resume as far as the Sooners are concerned looks this way. 17-6, 8-4 in the Big 12. RPI at 16. 6.
Also 2 losses to Villanova and West Virginia, 2 high RPI teams as well.
As far as the Red Raiders are concerned, keep one thing in mind. They're coming off 2 straight wins over K-State and Nebraska, but also a should have won probably on the road up at Colorado. So they have been playing much better basketball, more consistent, and as Coach Knight likes to talk about, they have valued the possession of the ball more. Book out.
Well, Darryl Dora wanted to come over and double, it looked like, but he came over too slow. Bookout's got that strength to muscle that ball to the rim.
Zeno picked up the dribble. Now to Plefka.
Just keep your eye on 22 most of the night. He'll get screens all night.
Jarius Jackson looks up at the clock. Zeno blocked partially by Gray, and Jarius Jackson for a triple.
Well, right where he left off on Saturday.
Travel.
Ron, I like the Zeno-Everett matchup because Zeno is athletic as Everett and bothered him with pressure defense.
3 turnovers against the Sooners, and Everett off to a rocky start with that early foul as well. And also when he picked up the dribble. Plefka left alone. 3.
Well, we saw David Mons of Oklahoma State yesterday hit his first 3 of the season. And how about Plefka?
Well, United Spirit Arena is really a noisy house right now. Book out with their Gray. Thought they were going to call Gray over the back, but that's not the call. It's going to be Dora. And Coach Knight is asking the same thing. Wasn't he over the back?
Well, it looked from where we could see it that Dora did the old wraparound to keep Gray from elevating over him, and O'Neal was right on the play.
Taj Gray, the cutter on the inbounds pass. Nice play. And that quiets the crowd a bit. Brings it back to a 4-point. Quinte White with the turnover. He's pointing at Neal, saying he thought he dribbled it off his foot. But the official right there said no. It was Mike Woods. Under 16 minutes to play. Neal for 3. And he was fouled by Zeno. 3 attempts. So let's take a timeout. Tech 10, OU 6. When we return, Holly Rowe will talk more about night school. We'll be right back.
NCAA Women's Basketball Championship coming in March.
Yeah, throw it to me. I'm gonna be wide open.
The world of light beer.
Woo! Yeah! You were open and now you are closed!
Just got a little darker. Introducing new Michelob Ultra Amber. With its deep amber color and full flavored taste, it's a new look of light beer.
No free pass, baby. Ooh, late hit.
The country's imagination has officially using the all-new 2006 Lincoln Zephyr. See your dealer today and capture this attractive offer. Lincoln, reach higher.
The bench huddled around, getting ready to go back in.
They're already in foul trouble, and it's early in the game.
This could be one of the greatest comebacks in NCAA history. Ball inside. They kick it outside. It's a three on the way. It's up and it's gone!
Never say, I missed that game. Only DirecTV lets you watch up to 3 games at once and broadcast coverage of every tournament game. Ask how you can get DirecTV for just $29.99 a month. Call now before tip-off.
I want all of you to grow 4 inches. Right now, grow 4 inches. Okay, you can't do it. You all agree with that? All right, now I want everybody to yell. Hey! Hey! I yell louder than all of you. Hey! So what we have is a voice. We can't get bigger, but we can use our voice. Who's got 30? Who's got 30? I got it. We don't have to grow. We don't have to get quicker. We don't have to get stronger to be a really good communicator out here on the floor. Use your voice. Bring it in. Let's go.
The Bob Knight's reality show Night School premiered last night. And guys, I can tell you it is all people are talking about today in Lubbock. Everywhere I went in town today, from the deli to the coffee shop, people were talking about this show. I canvassed about 50 students in the crowd to see what their reaction was. They said they loved it. Some of the students said it has given them a much greater appreciation for this team and for this coach, seeing what players actually have to go through on a daily basis and how much hard work they put in. Guys, people love the show. Night School reality show will air again, but tonight I think they just want them to school Oklahoma with Bobby Knight.
Okay, Holly. Thanks a million. And, of course, that excerpt, if you did not notice the Lowline Super, that is weekend's show, Night School.
I learned a little bit about screening last night, Ron. It was informative.
Neal got them all 3. So Zena with the foul and the mistake. And that's how you pay for it. And instead of a 10-4 ball game, it's a 5-0 Oklahoma run.
Now they used this zone early in the game in Norman with some effect.
Jackson, very quick first step just inside the line. It's 2. But he's off to a burning start again.
And they like to play the zone as a mix-up so they don't have to guard motion all night. But Texas Tech zone offense is pretty good as well. Well, we've seen Everett do that this year, Ron. He carries the ball a lot. Can't put that hand underneath the basketball.
4 turnovers, Oklahoma. And again, it's a situation where Everett Plepka left alone and scores easily. Godbold trying to come with weak side help, but he was way too late getting there.
One of the things about that zone, I've watched it all year, it's very porous inside. Good example right there.
Plepka caused the turnover. Numbers on the wing. Back inside to Dora.
Because Jackson is a threat from the perimeter, they had to get out on him. Dora went right to the rim. Good look.
6-0 run now by the Red Raiders. Godbold left alone. 3 well short.
Ron and Godbold and Everett are going to get all the threes they want tonight because Tech will